Greetings to all. Students, in the first part, we have studied till the August 4 decree, which was issued by the National Assembly. Okay? And the August 4 decree was passed in the year 1789. Okay? And during this time, National Assembly was busy in drafting the constitution for the France. And in the year 1791, that the work of the drafting of the constitution was completed, and when the constitution was drafted, it was signed by the monarch, that was the Louis XVI. And after that, in the year 1791, France became a constitutional monarchy. What is constitutional monarchy? In constitutional monarchy, there is a king, but the king is not the autocratic one. It have to rule, it have to work according to the constitution. Okay? Means king have to rule on the basis of the constitution, on the basis of the written laws. And the example of the constitutional monarchy in today's world is the Britain. In Britain, there is a constitutional monarchy. Okay? So now we study what were the condition of the France when it became the constitutional monarchy. What were the changes came? Before this, before 1791, there was an absolute monarchy in France, but in 1791, France became a constitutional monarchy. Now the monarch will work according to the constitution, according to the written document. Okay? So, what were there in the constitution? The constitution had laid down the rules for the country. And what thing it did, first thing which the constitution did was the separation of power. Separation of power. Means the earlier all the power was there in the hand of monarch only, in the hand of king, but now there was a separation of power into three, like in our country also, into the three part, that is the executive, legislature and judiciary. The power was divided into three parts. King Louis XVI became the executive head. Beta, you know who is legislature is responsible for making the law. So the laws were made by the National Assembly. So here the legislature was the National Assembly people. Okay, judiciary consists of the judges who look after whether the laws are followed in the country or not, and executive are the people who execute the law. After the signature of whom the laws get executed, like the king. Here the monarch became the, after the signature of the monarch, the law got get implemented. Okay, so there was the separation of power in France. और बेटा ये आइडिया दिया किसने था? One of the philosopher, remember the name Montesquieu. Yes, Montesquieu in his book The Spirit of Law had given this idea of the separation of power, which was adopted by the National Assembly in the Constitution. Okay, so this separation of power was done. Second thing which was done was the government, the people of the legislature. Legislation में मैंने आपको क्या बताया? National Assembly was there. National Assembly. Okay, and the people of these National Assembly were elected, as in our country elections held, but these people were elected indirectly, not directly. Indirectly elected. How they indirectly elected? Indirectly means people do not directly vote for the National Assembly. Instead, people vote for the electors, a group of body which were known as the electors. People vote for the electors, okay, and these electors vote for the National Assembly. Beta, see the chart given here. This explain all the things very well. Judiciary, judges, executive, king, and the other ministers, like in our country, they are the IAS officer. Legislature consists of the National Assembly, and these National Assembly were total 745 in number. Okay, see this bit. 745 in number, and these are elected by the electors. ठीक है, electors vote for them and electors were 50,000 in numbers and these electors were voted by the active members. अब who are these active members and the passive members? So students, total population at that time of the France was around 28 million. Okay, this 28 million people were divided into two parts, that is, one is the active citizen, active, and another one were the passive citizen. Who were said to be the active citizen? The people who got the right to vote. Okay, right to vote. And the people who do not get the right to vote were said to be the passive citizen. Earlier, when the France became the constitutional monarchy in the year 1791, only the men got the right to vote, and women, children, and other men below the age of 25 years. हमारे यहाँ वोटिंग एज क्या है? 18 years. उस टाइम में जब फ्रांस सबसे पहले वहाँ पर वोटिंग राइट दिया गया था तो 25 साल 25 year man, a man having 25 or the more age only had the right to vote. No women got the right to vote, no children had the right to vote, and men of 25 or above age, though two qualifications were there for a man for becoming the active citizen. One, the age, and second, one thing that should be the man, a person should be man of 24 or 25 or above age, and second qualification was that a person must be in the taxpayer slab. वो टैक्स देता हो, टैक्स पे करता हो, कितना 3 दिन के वेजेस की बराबर या उससे ज्यादा, then only a person can become a active citizen. It means that the voting right was given on the basis of gender. There was the gender inequality. Second thing, the voting right was given only to the propertied man. Okay, so students, till now in the chapter we have studied that, in this topic, in this video, we have studied that France became constitutional monarchy in 1791, and according to it, the power was divided into 3 parts. There was a separation of power: legislature, executive, judiciary, and this legislature was elected by through the vote, and voting right was given to the active citizen, not to the passive citizens. Okay, students. So beta, all these things we have done till here. Now this page we are studying. See this. What is this picture? I will explain you. Beta, like in our constitution starts with the preamble. In a similar way, the French constitution starts with this. This is the Declaration of Right of Man and Citizen. जिस तरह हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की बेसिक थिंग्स जो हैं वो प्रेम्बल में लिखी हुई, इस तरह से फ्रांस के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की कहाँ लिखी गई थी? डिक्लेरेशन ऑफ राइट ऑफ मैन एंड सिटीजन्स. और इसमें बेसिक चीज़ें क्या बताई गई थी? दैट ऑल द पीपल हैव द राइट टू वोट, राइट टू लाइफ, राइट टू स्पीच, इक्वालिटी बिफोर लॉ. ये सारे क्या कहे गए थे? ऑल दीज थिंग्स वर सेड टू बी द नेचुरल राइट ऑफ अ पर्सन विच शुड बी ग्रांटेड टू ऑल. तो यहाँ से फ्रांस का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन स्टार्ट होता है, डिक्लेरेशन ऑफ राइट ऑफ मैन एंड सिटीजन. उसके बाद फ्रेंच वी हैव डिस्कस द फ्रेंच कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. ओके बेटा, now see, there was so much importance of the symbols, political symbols in France. Why they were so much important? Because many people were illiterate. They can't be able to read whatever was written, so they recognize the things from the picture. Like we also in our country, all the political parties are having some kind of the sign. Like BJP is having a lotus sign, Congress is having this hand sign, ठीक है, so that even the illiterate persons can recognize. In a similar way, at that time in France, there were a lot of symbols, and these are the significance of these symbols. ठीक है, so you have to read this also, like this red cap. This indicate when the slave became free, they wear this red cap. Okay, this is a broken chain. Broken chain also symbolize the freedom. ये दोनों चीज़ें फ्रीडम को सिंबलाइज करती हैं. जब आप स्लेव हैं तो बंधे हुए हो, जब ब्रोकन चेन जब वो टूट गई मीन्स यू बिकम फ्री, लिबर्टी, फ्रीडम. ठीक है, अ रॉड, बंडल ऑफ रॉड, रॉड जो बंधी हुई होती है मीन्स इट सिंबलाइज द स्ट्रेंथ, ताकत होती है ना जब आप साथ में होते हैं. Now this sceptre, this symbolize the royal power. रॉयल जो होते थे वो अपने हाथ में लिए होते थे. These two women, a women wearing a blue, white and red dress. देखो ये ड्रेस यहाँ पर भी आपको दिखाई दे रही है. दिस ओके. तो दिस इज दीज थ्री कलर्स आर देयर in the flag of France. You have made also in the introduction पेज ऑफ योर चैप्टर. तो ये फ्रांस का फ्लैग का कलर है. तो दिस लेडी रिप्रेजेंट द फ्रांस. एंड अनदर विंग लेडी, दिस लेडी रिप्रेजेंट द लॉ. शी पर्सोनिफाई द लॉ. एंड द टैबलेट, दिस slate on which this declaration of right of man and citizen is written. ठीक है. तो इस स्लैब को देखो, ये सिंबलाइज कर रहा है इक्वालिटी. ऑल आर इक्वल. ओके. सो बेटा these symbols are very much important. So here we completed our topic number 2. Thank you all.